everybody. It is day 20 and I've got a lot of mixed feelings. I'm excited and at the same time I'm like, oh my days, it's coming to an end. I'm excited for many reasons, and if you're just joining, why am I excited? I decided 20 days ago, before then, but to decide to do what became a challenge as well as a journey of self-reflection. What has happened to me in 2023 up until now, and what am I going to do about what I have learned? What am I going to do about the things that have happened? And the only way I could know exactly in terms of taking stock was to do self-reflection. And it has taken me on a massive journey mixed with a challenge, because obviously I have been stretched. And if you have been following me, that would be no exception. I believe that there has been some tips, there have been some nuggets that you will look back on and go, wow, it was worth listening to and it was worth reflecting. Tomorrow is day 21, and that's going to be the end to a degree. Tomorrow I'll be telling you more about me as a person, who I am, why I've decided to take this journey, and why I would love you to come with me on this journey of self-reflection. Why it is important for us to do that, I will be sharing a bit of that. I will be delving in a bit more, even though you may have been seeing my stories that's been telling you about who a transition and transform coach is, but I will be doing a bit more of that tomorrow, my final day. Today again is about a topic that you either love or you hate. It's a topic that you need, but sometimes we wish we didn't have to deal with it. And it is finance, because regardless of everything we do, I know we can build on relationships, we can build in order to have a holistic package of our business, our personal life, wherever it is that we're going. We need finances. We can't hide from that fact that we need finances to take us to the level. So what is finances? What am I talking about when I say finances? It is a very broad topic. So I'm just going to give you snippets. And hey, thank you. I'm waving back at you for joining me and sending me those loves. I am enjoying it. I've decided not to wear my glasses, so sometimes the names are quite tiny from where I've joined. But thank you for joining and not making me feel lonely. I have been talking about finance. I've been talking about the fact that finance is a key ingredient to whatever we need to do. It is the resource that we need. We need human capital. We need to have a plan. We need to have a vision. We have to have purpose. However, I would look at finance as part of the driving force, the things that allow us to have structure, the things that allows us to have things in place. And one other thing I did mention, just in case, because you've just dropped by, is to say tomorrow is going to be about me actually sharing who I am, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and what do I have on offer. How can you be part of my world and part of my journey? I will be sharing that. 21 today, tomorrow will be day 21. So let's look at finance. And again, by now people would know that I love to share the definition of things so people have clear understanding from where I'm coming from, because again, we might have different thought processes on a particular topic. So finance, the one I'm running with, is a broad term that includes the management of money, investments, assets, liabilities, and financial activities within individual businesses or institutions. So again, it crosses across all boards. And as I have been looking at the business aspect, it does or will some way, somehow overlap with the personal. So one other thing that I found out about finances, as I said, it plays a very, very important role. It helps us with cash flow. It helps us with how to save. It helps us to be able to project. And it encompasses a lot of disciplines such as financial accounting, financial analysis, financial planning, financial markets, all crucial in understanding, managing, and utilizing financial resources effectively. Now, that's a lot of, and those were some of the things that scared me, that made me think, you know what, this is too much, because you do need a passion in what you do, but you also need the financial knowledge, the financial understanding, the financial wisdom in order for you to be able to run your business successfully. And even if it's your personal world, you also need to be able to know how to manage that financially. And I feel it's an area that one just has to grow. I'm being vulnerable here. I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot. But one of the things that, which I'll talk a bit more about, which I can throw in here, is that my background is in business and management. I have a degree in business and management. So some of these words now that seemed extremely foreign to me before have become something that I have understanding for. And working as a business manager, I can categorically tell you that your passion your passion will fuel the business, but financial intelligence will also play a very big part of the things that you would need to succeed. So things like, I've had to do a cash flow, where am I going? I've had to do projections, because I worked as a manager in an institution, a guild manager, a student guild manager in an institution, where I had to forecast. I had a budget. I had to predict the budget. I had to lay down the budget. Apart from my own business, I've been able to do that as a six-figure role. So I do understand some of the things when we're talking about finance and how it can be daunting, but it is necessary. Again, where does reflection come into finance? I'm not giving a business lecture here. So where does self-reflection come into finance? Without self-reflection, how do we know what we need? How do we know how much we've spent? How do we know if we've actually allocated the finances to the right place? How do we know what we're going to be using finances for going forward? So these are some of the reasons, not the only, but some of the reasons why self-reflection is very important and key, especially in finance. Sometimes we find out that we've spent more than we should. Sometimes we find out that we didn't even need that much. Sometimes we now realize that based on what we've done in 2023, come 2024, we're going to need finances in some other areas. Now, I'm thinking as well of not just limiting what I do on my radio show to audio. I'm thinking of now doing vlog, which has another financial implication. So it's knowing what you want to do, how you're going to do it, and what it's going to cost. So it's looking at your projects, even at base level, looking at our projects. So I'm reflecting, so I'm doing some self-reflecting there, going, I want to do this. How do I do it? And how much is it going to cost? Because every idea will come with some form of financial implication. Now, there was a particular episode on my podcast, which again is Unleash Your Creativity, and you can find that, because now again on reflection, I'm having a listen, I'm having a look, I'm looking at my podcast. Was it something I just did random? Was it something that actually is a journey? And surprise, surprise, through my reflection, there has been connections. When I started it, my focus was on creativity, but having conversation with my guests, I found out that it's gone beyond that, and there's so much wealth. Even though creativity is the entry, there's so much more I found out about my guests. Now, one of my guests, who is episode number 10, believe it or not, her entry was she has gardens. She's a gardener, she does landscape, she does all sorts of things on a big scale, which started with a hobby. But little did I know that she had background in accounting. She's actually a chartered accountant. So having a conversation with her and looking at her bio created insight. She's also a tax something. I can't remember right now. But again, I'm teasing you to go and listen to my podcast, episode 10. But she really gave some financial nuggets for business. And if only for that, and you may fall in love with gardening while listening. So what am I saying? I'm saying that there is help out there, that sometimes people in the industry will simplify these things such that when we listen to them, when we hear them, it brings it home, it breaks it down in a different way. So I would encourage you to go listen to my podcast number 10. There are some others coming out because, again, I spoke to somebody who was a financial manager, and I'm thinking, okay, what does that do? But her entry was savory, sweet and sour savories. That was her entry in, but then I found out she's got this wealth of knowledge, which she shared with us freely with loads of tips. So those episodes will be coming out shortly. But again, it's to make finance less heavy than we make it to seem like. And it would not be complete if I do not share some quotes. So I'm going to go straight into 3 quotes that I found and really resonated with me. And I'm going to share that with you, which links self-reflection again with finance. And the first one says, self-reflection is the currency that enriches our financial decisions. So even self-reflection is not just a tool, it is actually a currency. Investing not just in assets, but in aligning wealth with purpose. Again, we talked about purpose. You have to have a reason why you started your business, or a reason why you are where you are, what you're doing, whether you're working. There is something that has lured you towards that. So this particular quote is letting us know, which I love, is that self-reflection is the currency that enriches our financial decision. This is another one. Self-reflection is the compass navigating us through the maze of finance, ensuring our wealth journey aligns with our true aspirations. So it's saying it in another way. And sometimes hearing the same thing differently will resonate with somebody else differently. So my take home from this is that self-reflection helps us navigate. It helps us do that, what I did earlier, take stock of our finances. What have we done differently? What can we do differently? Remember, we're taking stock in order to have a better 2024. And my final quote is, the wealth of self-reflection enriches our financial health, balancing the ledger of prosperity with mindful intentions. And again, we rope that in. That's why we will have a forecast. You need to know where you're going. You need to know how much money you need. We can have all these beautiful projects, but if we don't have the financial backing, how do we get there? So self-reflection, actually, as it says, is that compass, that guide that helps us make the right decision. So I'm going to go away, and I'm hoping you're going to do that too, whether it's your business, whether it's your personal life, whatever box you're ticking as you reflect, even though we should be reflecting on all of them, is to see how have we done with our finances and how can we make it better as we enter 2024, be it our business, be our personal, whatever it is, be family. I think that's food for thought for us to go away and think about. And I will be ending with that, going, tomorrow is my final day of my personal 21-day self-reflection. And it really has been a journey. I have grown, I have learned, I have stretched, I've had the opportunity to evaluate, I've had opportunity to think. And I'm hoping that that would be the same thing that you would do, go away and think, so that together we could have an amazing 2024. So from me, your transition and transform coach, it is bye for now. See you tomorrow for my final day, day 21. Bye for now.